Well, there's dreams and then there's goals. Gotta get out of this town.
Oh, I'm definitely getting out of Waverly.
Yeah. 3 years and you're out of this place. Just like me. It'd be nice. Where are you gonna go?
Far away from here. Sorry, that sounded bad. But
No offense.
No offense. It's just...
Oh, you wanna stay in this tiny town?
Our top story tonight provides an ending to a case that has haunted UCI for over half a year. Shaun O'Hara was released from Bremer County Jail this afternoon after a 7-month stint awaiting trial for the alleged murder of ex-girlfriend Heather Ross. Current and former students, he advised, waited for hours to greet him upon his exit.
Hey, Shaun. How's it feel to be free? It feels pretty good. I'm glad to be out of there. I'm glad that Heather's killer's been found and everybody can move on and put all this stuff behind us. Yeah, just glad that everybody can be at peace now. Thank you. Also, I'll be writing a book dedicated to Heather. Also, the entire police department, and specifically Detective Jones, will be hearing from my lawyer.
O'Hara was of course acquitted of all charges after an investigation into the 8-year and now apparently 16-year masquerade into true crime novelist Ron Sanders' past. An overwhelming amount of evidence was found on the hard drive of UCI student Andrew Olson. Olson was conducting his own investigation into these crimes as the subject of his final thesis film. He and his girlfriend Heather Quinn were tragically murdered at the hands of Ron Sanders. The files and footage from the hard drive contained Sanders' confession as the true Waverly Butcher, and not the subject of his best-selling novel Bryce Urso. Bryce Urso's double life sentence for multiple murder convictions has been reduced to time served for obstruction of justice and filing a false confession. He will be released later this week. Upon questioning, Urso has neither confirmed nor denied whether or not he knew Sanders was the real murderer during their time together working on the book. In other news, campus police responded to a call at Cordova Shake Shack where 7 suspects were taken into custody for harassing the staff.
That was some ace detective work you did there. Tying the stolen cars to the locations of the seminars? That's the type of attention to detail we could use around here.
Thank you, Detective.
Well, Detective Sergeant now. You know, any other job and I'd be behind bars right now. Here, I get a window. So here's what I'm thinking. You're going to be a senior next year, and we could use a guy like you around the station. How'd you like to come back for another semester?
Really?
Really. If things work out, maybe we'll talk about your future with the Iowa PD. Make you legit. But you gotta promise me, no more secret recon missions, all right? If you got something, you bring it directly to me. You got it?
Does that apply to you, too?
Yeah. That applies to me, too. So what do you say? You want back in?
Pick a card.
I can't let you go just yet. I like to end all of my seminars, as many of you know, with a question of my own. But I'll go easy on you. Our audience is full of many aspiring writers looking for guidance and in their life and in their craft. What advice do you have for them?
Now, you are all writers. You're not aspiring writers. You're not trying to be writers. You are writers, if that's your calling. And maybe you haven't heard the call. Maybe you never will. Time will tell. You might find you're terrible at all the things that you wanted to do most, and amazing at the things you never thought you would do. Like me, for instance. I wanted to be a painter. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to paint beautiful art to hang on the wall and remember. Preserve forever and ever. Immortalize my perception, my vision, But alas, my calling was not with a brush, but with a pen or a keyboard. But am I not still preserving my vision with what I do? I guess my point is, whether this is your calling or not, you must own it or disown it. There is no in between. Now, that's the first step. Finding your calling and admitting you're already a writer. Second step, character. Character. Do you have a compelling main character? Does he or she have a good backstory? Most importantly, is he or she good or bad? Thank you all. Miles, it was a pleasure.
Excuse me?
Thanks.
I just had one more
I'm
question.
sorry, we're out of time.
It's quite all right, Miles. Yeah. Yes, you.
Hi. I just like to first start by saying I'm a huge fan of yours. Your book is what made me want to become a writer.
Thank you, my dear.
You just said how important it is to distinguish a good character from a bad character. And in a book like yours, maybe the answer is more obvious. But what if you can't make that distinction?
What kind of character are you?
Excuse me, I don't...
No, in life. In your life specifically. If I were to write you, what kind of character would you be?
I guess I never thought about that. I'm a good person. Mostly. As much as the next girl from around here. I have my faults, but I think if a stranger were to read my life story and see all I'd been through, they'd know I did okay. I suppose.
Empathize. If you can build empathy for your character, you preserve their innocence. But make no mistake, my dear, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, true crime, you'll always have good and bad. Miles, it's been a pleasure.
Your character is dark. I sometimes wonder if beauty can come from someone so dark or troubled.
Well, sure. Because as writers, we create light, right? And light always wins over dark.
Thank you. Like I said, this is huge for me. I'm a huge fan of yours. Thank you.
You're going to make me blush. What's your name, dear?
Heather. Heather Ross.
Beauty of whatever kind, in its supreme development, invariably excites the sensitive soul to tears.
Now you're going to make me blush, sir. Did you write that?
Edgar Allan Poe, my dear.
Beauty from someone dark.
All right, thank you everyone for coming. Have a great night.
Good questions. You asked some good questions.
Oh, thank you. I was actually just trying to write down that quote.
Oh, well, I can say it to you again. You want to get some coffee? I could maybe ask some more questions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet an open mind.